like to mix up my camping trips. I don't want to do the same thing every single time. That's a little bit boring. Even if you go to different places, I like to have different things. So I have different tents and just different ways of doing it. So this time is going to be very different in many ways. So for one, I got a new tent. This one is a teepee tent, kind of like the other one I have, but this one doesn't have a floor. So you're just sitting on the grass or tarp or whatever. And I purposefully got this because this one is designed to have a wood burning stove in it. It already has the stove jack, and the tent is actually nylon, so that's a little bit different, but it could be done. I mean, obviously, if you're going to use a wood burning stove, you want to use a canvas tent, but I've seen people using nylon tents and, you know, these ones. So I just got this one. It was only $159, and it's a 4-person tent, and it's more spacious than I thought it was. It was kind of a pain in the butt to set it up. I really struggled with it because I wasn't really sure where the front is and where the end, and I just kept doing it wrong, but next time I will know, so I'm not gonna hold it against it. And I have a new wood burning stove. I'm very excited about it. This stove is very lightweight. I think it only weighs like a pound or 2 pounds or something very light, so you could actually put it in your backpack and take it with you. And the whole thing actually fits in this one is the actual stove itself, because you take it apart and, you know, fold it up and everything. And then in this one you have the pipes. You have 5 nested pipes, I think that's what they call them. So the whole thing fits in here, and like I said, it's really not that heavy at all. I'm going to show you right now how to set up this stove. And the main thing is, this stove is designed to be used with a tent that doesn't have a floor, because the legs, they're actually designed to be pushed into the ground, and that's how they stay secure. If you have a tent with the flooring, I would actually suggest, if you're going to do that, to actually just poke holes in the floor. I mean, it's better to do that and have your stove safe and secure and stable, instead of trying to save the flooring and then the whole thing is a mess, because it's not designed like that. So I just want to give you this disclaimer. This stove is very easy to put together. You actually don't even need an owner's manual. The first time is the time when you might just have to kind of figure out everything and visualize how a stove looks like, and then each time after that will be super easy. So as you can see, you have all these panels, each side, the top and the bottom, and you just put them together. They snap into each other. They all fit perfectly. You just have to visualize what a stove looks like. So in the front you will have the door, and then on the opposite end, in the back, you will have on the top you will have the pipe opening, and that's basically it. And then you have the bottom, right? So you just snap them together, push them down so that they're nice and tight. But like I said, this is well made. Everything fits, and then you're going to screw in the legs. So these legs are like long screws, and if you have a little difficulty, you just need to make sure you push the top and the bottom in even closer, because they fit just right, so everything is tight. So you keep screwing it until everything is held in place. Once you're done with the stove, you assemble the pipes, and the smallest pipe is the one that goes in the stove first, and that's the one that will have the damper. The damper is what controls how much heat and air goes out and how much stays in, and this is also made just to fit perfectly. So you put it in just like with any other stove you would, and you screw it on tightly so you can move it. You place this in the pipe opening, and then you put on the next pipe and the next. You want to use all of them, and then you're going to take the stove inside the tent, and you stick the legs in the ground as far as they go, at least an inch or so. So the tent came with this already, and this is the one you would use when you use the stove, and I have to track it, measure it, and then cut it out. But it also has another one that's just a regular fabric like that you would put on when this is not in use. So this is kind of interchangeable. That's something new. I haven't seen that before. I think that's pretty cool. So I'm going to go and trace this. I have to make it an oval shape because, you know, it's not going on it like this. It's going sideways. So I'm going to try to not mess it up. And then we're going to try it out very soon. What I'm doing here is cutting an oval shape into the stove jack, not round, it's oval because the tent is going on a diagonal. And as you see, I'm trying to cut it big enough so that it goes in, but I also feel that the hole has to be bigger. I don't really want the stove pipe to touch it, because even though the fabric is supposed to be flame retardant and everything, it's best if it doesn't touch it. That's how my other stove is on my canvas tent, but that one is different because that tent is laying on it flat because it's on the ceiling. So this is a little bit different, and I'm just trying to keep cutting and cutting, but it keeps touching it. So I'm just trying to see how it's going to work out. I can't really help it. I don't want to cut it too big. And the main thing that really worries me at this point is on the top, that that plastic, that nylon fabric seems awfully close. But that's how the tent is, so I'm pretty sure that it will be fine. So we're going to go for a walk right now, just along the river, and then I'm going to try this out. I slept so well. I was so warm. It was great. The tent held up really well. The stove was fantastic. And even though I was worried about the stovepipe touching the stove jack and the tent fabric, there are no problems. There are no burn marks or anything. And I checked it several times in the evening and at night. And I guess it all works out like that. Like I said, the tent is designed like that. I'm pretty sure they would have caught it early if there was a problem. So this is a really, really nice setup. If you want a stove like this, definitely check out Colorado Cylinder Stoves. I have all the information in the description of the video, their Instagram page, their website. They have all kinds of stoves. They're really the experts. So if you have any questions about camping with them, what size you need, or really anything, don't be afraid to ask them. They will be very helpful and they will guide you in the right direction in what you need. Thank you so much for going camping with me. I hope you had fun. I will see you next week.